Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Doing Holdings. That we are the manufacturer of the US Tyre with plastic pyrolysis equipment. Today we're going to share about the technique of our pyrolysis plant. Well, our topic today is why we have the heavy smell and these pollution during our production, and how to do about this, how to solve these problems, and just to prevent it happened. Okay, and if you are interested in this live show, well, you can contact with us. You can leave your contact ways, your 3D video to us. Okay, you can leave your 3D video to us and leave your WhatsApp number and your email to us, and our sales manager will contact with you immediately and give you our catalog, our introduction, and just give you just the information of us, and better for you to understand of our equipment. Okay, this is the one of the 3D video of our technique. We have three kinds of the equipment. Well, the batch type pyrolysis plant, the semi-continuous and the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. Most of our customers nowadays may choose the fully continuous with a high capacity and more higher efficiency. But the batch type 1 and semi-continuous one also have its advantages. So we will introduce one by one about this technique. Okay, and if you have any questions, not very clear about introduce, you can leave your questions to us in the comment section. Or if you want to know more information about our technique, our pyrolysis plant, you can contact with us. You can send a private message to us, tell us your WhatsApp, email, and our sales manager will contact with you immediately and give you our catalog, give you our information to us. Okay, and if you want the prices of our technique, of our machine, want to set up this business, you also need to contact with us privately, and we will send you our price list, because we have different capacity and different technique that is suitable for different raw materials. So the price is different. We need to know which equipment that you want to buy and what raw material you want to process, and then we will just give you the price list for you. Our equipment is just feasible for the material that from 100 kilogram per day to 50 ton per day. So that is the different device. For the fully continuous one, the biggest machine, we have 50 ton per day. We also have 15 ton, 20 ton, 30 ton, 40 ton. And for the continuous one, we have 10 ton per day, 12 ton, 15 ton, 80 ton, 20 ton for different capacity with different materials. And also we have the freeing time that's suitable for 100 kilogram, 500 kilogram, or 1 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton per day. So that is a different. And today we're going to share how to do about the heavy smell and the dust from the pyrolysis plant. Well, first we talk about why it has such smell or cause this serious pollution during our production. Well, the first reason is from the flue gas. Well, the flue gas generated during the pyrolysis and the gas produced in combustion furnace also needs to be purified before to be discharged. But if it is no the corresponding environment protection device, it may have the unpleasant smell. So that is the first pollution that we have. And the second reason that we have this bad smell is from the tail gas. Just after pyrolysis, one of the products we have is the tail gas, or we call the uncondensable gas. Well, the tail gas generated is directly, if we just directly burn the tail gas, because they not much more use They may have the hydrogen sulfide substance, and when we release, they will release this unpleasant odor. So that is the second reason that may have the harmful or bad smell. And then another reason that we may have this bad smoke is, for example, if there are problems such as oil gas leakage in the pyrolysis reactor, and it may lead to the problem of the bad smell and also the serious pollution and also some safety problems. And if your workshop may have some dust, then it is most mainly just become from the carbon black. Well, the carbon black is just cause the dust very easy, so the workshop may be a little bit dirty. That is another reason. And so, how to solve about this kind of problem and about this smoke and the tail gas and about the leakage? So we have different ways. The first one, we need to process different devices that to purify the harmful particles inside the smoke and tail gas, and then if we just burn it or discharge it, they may don't have any pollution. For example, about this smoke, the flue gas, we need to equipment this corresponding environmental protection device to purify this pollution, such as the distillation tower or the post-dust collector and so on. And also about this tail gas, we suggest that just the tail gas, or we call it the incandescible gas, no matter you just burn them to give the heating energy to the reactor, or just to burn them directly if there are no any other use, we suggest that you better to purify them by this odor removal system to remove the hydrogen sulfide inside, and then they will don't have the smoke, and also just don't have the pollution to the human body. Also, just about these leakage or the oil gas release. So it's very more important that to ensure the quality of the equipment. Well, that is our duty, and to make sure that during the long time operation of the equipment, the furnace lining will not be cracking, deform, or leak gas, and so on. So just before you buy one of the pyrolysis plant, you need to know about their technique to build the furnace, to what raw material they use, what welding ways they use, or some other details to ensure or to be more clear how many days that your plant can work for. So this is another ways to prevent the pollution and to prolong your service life. And also about the dust during this carbon black. So if you're now searching for the pyrolysis plant, that would suggest you that you can choose the fully continuous pyrolysis equipment that will be more clear, be more clean just during the carbon black, because we use the sealed design that will discharge the carbon black at a sealed environment. There are no dust, no pollution from the workshop. And if your pyrolysis plant is for the batch type one or the semi-continuous one, the semi-continuous one also we use the back slag, so there are no pollution. If you choose the batch type one, we have the front slag, side slag, and the back slag. So we can choose the side slag or the back slag. That is more clean, because also the sealed environment, and also there, or from the side slag, they will have a storage area and will not touch with environment underground. So also to ensure there are no dust from the carbon black. But from the back front slag, they may cause kind of pollution. We need to be attention about this. Okay, and so this is for why we have some pollution, or why there some dust during the production. And also we introduce how to solve it, like to process different environmental protections device, or to be more serious, to choose good qualities and good techniques of the plant, and so on. So the environment protection standards just implement in different regions are different. Therefore, we need to configure just corresponding environmental protection device according to the standards just implemented locally. That is, we have different plan for you about our odor removal system, about our purification system. So some regions are stricter, and some regions will not, where that the standards are not so strict, so maybe they don't need to configure the corresponding environmental protection device. And that is a difference. For example, in Europe and North America, they may be more strict, and like in Asia, in some kind of area of Asia, in Africa, some of our customers will not buy the purification system. Okay, so this is some just standards, and also during the production, the only pollution that we have, or the only two pollution. The first is the dust, but it's just very little, and the second one is the flue gas in the combustion system. So we need to equip it with the treatment device to purify them before they discharge. And there are no other pollution during the production, like there are no water pollution. We will use the water during the production, but the water are all recycled in the condensation system, so there are no, they will not touch with the oil or other things. They are all clean, so we can just use them in a long time. And also we don't have the catalytic. There are no just no noises, so all that are within the industrial requirements. So you don't need to worry about this. And so just in all, it's an environmental friendly device that we can meet to the environmental protection requirements of different regions. However, especially the policies in different regions are different. So you need to talk with our sales manager. We will introduce you about the policies, standards, and to just give you a suggested plan about the configuration things. Okay, so here's a brief introduction about the environmental things. Well, if you want to know more information about this, you can contact with our sales manager. They will contact with you immediately and give you this more detailed introduction. Now we are just showing you is about the semi-continuous pyrolysis plant 3D video. It is for the 10 ton per day, 12 ton per day, 15 ton per day, and we can get 3 batch in 2 days. It can just ensure we can discharge the carbon black at a very high temperature, so it's more efficient than the batch type pyrolysis plant. Okay, and let's start from the batch type pyrolysis plant first, which is the oldest technique and more simple one, more easy to understand. It includes the feeding system, pyrolysis system, condensation system, and the slagging system, and also the odor removal system. Okay, we are the manufacturer to build the pyrolysis plant, and about the pyrolysis plant is to process like the solid waste, for example, with tire, with plastic, and some like the hazardous waste like the oil sludge, oil, coal tar oil residue, and so on. And we can get the flue oil after processing. The flue oil we can use at the glass factory, bricks factory, cement factory for heating, and also they can be refined to a non-standard diesel. The diesel we can use for the generator, the diesel generator, the agricultural machine, the mining machine, the ferry, boats, and so on. That is application. And here this 3D video shows us about the pyrolysis step. Here is the most important device in our whole production line, the pyrolysis furnace, in which we can get the flue gas. And then the gas will go into the condensation system to liquefize them, or liquefize to the flue oil, which is the main products we get. And this is the buffer tank. Its purpose is to slow down the speed of the raw material, the gas, and to settle down the impurities. And then we go into the condensers. Here is the tube condensers. We have two choices. The first one, tube condensers. Second one, vertical the water tank condensers. Have different advantages. Well, if you need to know more information about this, you can contact with our sales manager. We'll give you a brief introduction. And now in this comment section, we have our WhatsApp email. You can contact with us by the WhatsApp. And then this is the second device, the oil-water separator, to purify the gas, to prevent it go back to the device before, and also to liquefize the flue gas into the oil. And the third one, this is the horizontal condensers, which can condense most of the flue oil. The oil we use is for heating, have a high heating energy. And then this is the fourth condensers to ensure all the oil is condensed. And then this is the odor removal system that do with this to ensure the working plant is clean and no bad harmful smoke. This is also our patent device to remove the hydrogen sulfide inside our tail gas, and then the tail gas can return to the reactor for heating, and to save our extra heating energy. And don't need to use the extra pyrolysis oil or the natural gas. Or we can use the tail gas to get the energy. And also we processed with the purification system. Like this is the desulfurization tower to remove the harmful particles, molecules inside. This two tower, and then we will go into this activate or this support a process collector or other device to remove the dust. And this is a vacuum device. The vacuum device to prevent the flash explosion during our production. Also a patent device. And the tail gas that don't need to use, we can use this burning chamber to burn them directly. But we need to be attention that before we burn, it's better for you to make the gas go through the odor removal system to remove the hydrogen sulfide, or they will have some bad smoke. And then this is the cooling system to cool down the reactor. Then when it's reached to the temperature below 70 degrees, we can discharge the carbon black at a safe environment. This slagging waste is a side slag to slag the carbon black in the storage area underground, so there are no dust pollution to the workshop. This is the biggest advantages of the side slag. And then the carbon black can just use the wind conveyor to put them into this carbon black the processing area to press them to the carbon black bowl. we will introduce in the catalog by the catalog and in the background to introduce you about the details of the pyrometers or the applications of our production. And this is to pull out the steel wire after processing. From the waste tire, we may have 15% of the steel wire. We can just sew them in the metal factory or to just remelt them. The last step is to pump the oil from the storage tank into the final tank. This is the whole production line. Is it clear to understand? If you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section, or if you want to know more information about this, you can contact with our sales manager. We will give you our catalog, and any questions, just feel free to ask them. Okay, this is the batch type pyrolysis plant. Here is a brief introduction of this. The pyrolysis plant is the technology which feeds raw materials like with tire, with plastic, oil sludge, aluminium plastic, the medical waste, multiple solid waste, hazardous waste, in the sealed reactor and convert into the oil gas, carbon black, aluminium, charcoal, solid residue, and so on. Well, the oil gas goes through water condensing system to be condensed into liquid oil, which is good heating fluid used in the industries. And the incondensable syngas usually recycled as heating fluid back to the heating reactor, and the extra syngas can be stored for other industry heating, or we can just burn them directly. The carbon black could be further processing into the pellets or grained with powder for further uses, while the steel wire could be sold to the sealed factory. And by the way, for the carbon black, we have a deep processing line to just make them to the carbon black particles. If you need to know more about this technology, you can also contact with our sales manager. Well, the whole processing needs about 22 hours for per batch. We can get one batch for 1 day. This is the working capacity. And here is the parameters of our technique. Just for reference, you can see about the capacity and the consumption of the workers, the power, and so on. Just for reference. What's going on? Something wrong about the camera. Wait a minute. Now we'll just move to a new live show room, so it's not as good as the last one. Okay. And this is the parameters for the batch type pyrolysis plant. We have 10 ton, 12 ton, 15 ton, 18 ton, and 20 tons. And always need 2 to 3 workers, and we just about the furnace we can use for 3 to 5 years. An occupies area at about 30 centimeters. This is some data that can be referenced. Well, about the details, you can contact with our sales manager. They will give you more details about the technique. So because in a live show, some information that we can't say. And also about the prices, you can also contact with our sales manager. We will give you our quotation. Here is the batch type pyrolysis plant. Well, if you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section, or if you want to know more information, you can contact with our sales manager. You can add our WhatsApp in the comment section, or send your email to us. It's also okay. We are the manufacturer of this plant. All the equipment just can be customized. So you can come to our factory, talk with our engineer to know more information. Our factory is in Henan province in China. You can come to China and see more details. If you are not very convenient to come to China, we have our customers in more than 120 countries. So you can come to our project cases to see more information. Okay, this is the batch type pyrolysis plant. It is to process like the waste tire, waste plastic, and oil sludge, and so on. And the raw material, the products we can get is the flue oil, carbon black, and so on. The main products is the flue oil. We can get the tire oil from the waste tire, plastic oil from the waste plastic, and they can be used at the cement factory, glass factory for heating. Well, the oil yield from the carbon black from the waste tire is nearly 40 to 45%. And also we can get 35% of the carbon black, 15% of the steel wire, and 10% of the syngas. This is from the carbon black, from the waste tire. About the capacity for a reference, and then let's see about this. And this is the waste plastic. Another main raw material. Well, the plastic and the waste tire are all we call the solid waste. Almost all the plastic can be processed to oil, except the PET and PVC. These two kinds of plastic is not suitable to be pyrolysis. So you need to just know like what plastic you use for. Like the PP, PE, PS are all can use to just be pyrolysis and can get a high pyrolysis oil yield. And the carbon black, it depends on also different kind of plastic, and we can get 15 to 60% of the carbon black. And about the syngas, we can use them directly for heating, or can be just burned directly. Here is the application of this products from the plastic. And for different raw materials, here is the hazardous waste. Well, the policy may be more strict, and the standards of the plant also be more strict. The quality is more higher than the solid waste, like we need to use the stainless steel or other things. And also we can get the pyrolysis oil, residue, and metals after processing. By the way, we have the plant, we call it the condensation plant, to process the biomass. So you can contact with us if you want to know about the carbonation furnace. Well, we choose the biomass, and we can get the charcoal, the wood vinegar, tar, and syngas from them. The biomass includes like the straw, coconut shell, plum shell, the corn cob, and so on. It can be like the agricultural waste. And then this is the second plant. We have three kinds of plants. The first is the batch type pyrolysis plant. Second is the semi-continuous, and also we have the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. This is the second one, the semi-continuous. Let's look at the 3D video first. Well, if you have any questions during the 3D video show, you can leave in the comment section, or if you have any other information you need to know, you can add our WhatsApp. Our sales manager will answer you. Here is the pyrolysis reactor. It also includes the feeding system, pyrolysis system, condensation system, slagging system, and the other removal system. But the differences between the semi-continuous and the batch type is, first, about the feeding step. We need to feed the carbon black, just not the waste tire. They need to be processed to crash them to the rubber powder. Sorry, not the carbon black. Crash them to the rubber powder. And the second biggest differences is we can discharge the carbon black at a very high temperature. So we don't need the cooling system to cool down the reactor to the temperature lower than 70 degrees. It's more convenient and save our processing time. That is the difference of the semi-continuous. Nowadays, more and more customers will just be more interested in the continuous type because they have a high working efficiency. And this is a condensation system, the same as the tube condensers of the purpose to liquidize the fluid oil. This is the condensation step. The fluid oil we will get from this step, and they can just solder them directly for heating. This is a cooling system. If we need to just check the processing line, we can use this. It's an optional device. And then this is a purification system to purify the smoke that we need to discharge. We process with the desulfurization tower to purify the harmful molecules inside. And this is the inside the details to spread out the smoke. And this is a demist device to reduce the moisture of this smoke that we need to release. Okay, here is the 3D video of the semi-continuous one. Okay, if you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section. Okay, and let's go on about the introduction. Let's see about the parameters of the semi-continuous one. Most of the parameters is the same with the batch type, but the working efficiency and like the total power maybe can have some difference. Also, it's suitable for different raw materials. Like we can't use the semi-continuous one to process the aluminium ingot, aluminium plastic, and also we can't process the whole tire. We need to crash them to the rubber powder, and we can't just process the entire plastic waste. Also, we need to crash them to the plastic particles. And for the oil sludge, it's more suitable to process the liquid or semi-liquid state of the oil sludge. That is kind of different. it can be more higher efficiency to just work about this line. And now in the comment section, we have our WhatsApp and email. If you have any questions, you can just ask my assistant. We will just contact with you immediately and give you our catalog, our price list if you need to buy this equipment. Also, you can come to our factory. Our factory is in Henan province in China to see how we built the plant and to see more information about the details. Like this is the crushed plastic. We need to crush them. And the same products, pyrolysis oil, carbon black, and syngas. And about the rubber powder, we have the plastic oil, carbon black, syngas. This is from the waste tire. We need to crush them to the rubber powder of 16 to 18 mesh and to remove the steel wire inside the powder. We will reuse the magnetic separator to remove them. It's also an optional device. And this is another raw material like the waste oil sludge. Also can use the semi-continuous one. So we can get the pyrolysis oil, solid residue, and syngas. For the biomass particles, for the combination equipment, we can also use the semi-continuous technique. And to get the wood vinegar, charcoal, tar, and syngas. But we need to crush them. Crush the particles into smaller than 30 millimeter, just 3 centimeters particles. And we need to reduce the moisture of the particles. Better to have the moisture lower than 15%. That is some standards of the raw materials. Oh no, let's go back to this page. Okay, and then let's come to the third pyrolysis plant. We have 3 plants, the batch type, semi-continuous and fully continuous pyrolysis plant, and this is the third plant, the fully continuous one. Let's see about the 3D video first. It can work without stop for 45 to 60 days, have the highest working efficiency and capacity. Biggest one is 50 tons per day. This is a PLC system to control the whole production line, so there are no more labor cost. Only 1 or 2 labors is enough. This is the feeding system. Also, same as the semi-continuous one, we need to feed the rubber powder. To crush the waste tire to the rubber powder, and then we can just use the feeding winch to feed them into the pyrolysis furnace. We use the hot wind furnace. Here, this is a hot wind. This is a hot wind furnace to get the heating of the reactor. This is the indirect heating to prolong the service life, to reduce the damage of the reactor. And after heating, the oil gas will come out. Here are some details because the fully continuous pyrolysis capacity is much more higher, and the reactor is much more longer than the common one. So we have a temperature-resistant top to keep it resistant of the reactor. And then the gas will just go into the combination furnace to liquefize to the flue oil, and the carbon black will just fall down to the slagging winch and to lower the temperature, and it can be packed directly. This is the combination furnace. The condensation system, the condensation furnace. That first is 3 tank to condense the oil and to have the same purpose with the buffer tank, can slow down the speed and to purify the carbon black. And then there are 4 vertical condensers. It will spray the flue oil and will liquefize, be more high efficiency to have this production. And this is the negative device to pump the flue oil in the pyrolysis furnace, and so that the carbon black's quality will be more higher because it will contact with the flue gas in a more shorter time. There are no more high oil content inside. And this is the odor removal system to purify the tail gas, remove the hydrogen sulfide inside them, and so that the the tail gas can return to the furnace to give the heating energy, and also there are no pollution during the heating. This odor removal system is one of our patent device. You can only find this device in our company doing coatings. And then the tail gas will go back to this furnace to heat. This is a hot wind furnace. We use indirect heating ways. And the carbon black will fall down from the outlet. Then we will go into the slagging winch with the water covered. That will slag them, and to lower the temperature, then they can be packed directly after using 3 or 4 slagging winch. Here are some safety devices to ensure about the pressure, about the temperature in the common ways, a common situation. Or if they have some pressure problem, the gas, just the valve will open to release them to the standby water seal, and we can recover the oil and to prevent them to release randomly. The gas will just go through the odor removal system to purify. There are no pollution. And here are the gas purification system to purify the harmful particles just before we discharge them. First is the water, the wind condensation system, wind cooling system to lower the temperature, and then we use a pulse collector to remove the dust. And then the third one is the desulfurization tower to purify the harmful molecules. And because in different regions there are different policies, so we have different plan. They can just meet to the different standards. Some of the the regions are very strict, but some they are no such strict. So, for example, in Africa or some other countries, there may be no need to configure this environmental device. And then the last step, we will pump the oil inside the sandwich tank to the final tank. Here are the three device technique. The fully continuous one, the advantages is have the high capacity and can work for 35 to 40 days or 45 to 60 days. Just it will contact with your capacity and your working environment. Well, just as it introduced, the fully automatic continuous pyrolysis plant is a new type of the waste to flue oil processing equipment, which is fully automatic and will be controlled by PLC system optimization. This is optimization step, customization step. And the main advantage is continuous feeding and continuous discharging. No need to stop the machine and wait for it to be cooled down for discharging the carbon black every day. That is the purpose. That is the introduction of the batch type. Well, the batch type needs to stop the production and to cool down the reactor to discharge the carbon black. And it runs for 24 hours and can run continuous for 45 to 60 days, greatly improving conduction efficiency and reduce labor cost. While doing our company's name, fully automatic pyrolysis plant has obvious advantages in safety, environmental protection, energy saving, and high efficiency. Let's see about the parameters. Here is it. Some difference between about the capacity, about the labor cost, about the power cost, power consumption, about the occupied size of the land can be referenced because the different models. So data may be different. We need to contact with our sales manager, with you, and give you our detailed technique and detailed data. Okay, same as a semi-continuous one, it needs to be processed about the crushed plastic particles and the rubber powder. And by the way, we have this waste plastic to diesel and gasoline integrating machine that can process the waste plastic to the diesel, gasoline, heavy oil, carbon black, and syngas. If you're interested in this is this device, our sales manager will contact with you. You can leave your WhatsApp number or email or telephone to us privately to send a direct message to us. Then we will just contact with you by this WhatsApp. Okay, and let's see about the applications of different products. Well, the first one is the pyrolysis oil. That is a heavy oil, flue oil we can use at the cell factory, boiler factory, glass factory for heating. And then also they can be refined to diesel and use at the diesel generator, diesel flue for heating, or the heavy machinery things. About the carbon black, they can just be briquetting for burning, like in the batch type pyrolysis plant 3D video, we have the briquetting device. And then the carbon black can be refined and to be the raw material of the new tire, the shoes, and the paint things. The steel wire from the waste tire can just be remelting or just sold as scrap at the metals factory. here are different oil yield of the pyrolysis plant. Well, today's topic is just how to do about the heavy smell and the dust from the pyrolysis plant. Well, first we need to know that why they have this such pollution. Well, and where it is from? Well, it is from the several steps. That the first one is about the flue gas. Well, it was generated during the pyrolysis, and the flue gas produced in the combustion furnace also need to be purified before being discharged. Well, if there is no corresponding environmental protection device, it may have some unpleasant smell and is harmful for the particles, may not reach the standards to set up this kind of business. And the second is the tail gas. It was generated during the pyrolysis plant. It is one of the products we have, and they have the hydrogen sulfide substance in it, so it will release the unpleasant odor during these burn. So we need to purify them by using the odor removal system. No matter we use a tail gas to burn in the furnace or burn them in the burning chamber. And also may have some dust. Why that type pyrolysis plant be more dirtier than the fully continued? That is because the slagging area is not sealed, so the carbon black may cause the dust and may make the workshop a little bit dirtier than the fully continuous one. So we need to no matter to choose the fully continuous or the semi-continuous one, or to choose the side slag, the back slag, to solve this problem. Well, if you're not worried about the dust, then you can choose the front slag. It will be more cheaper, more easy to slag the carbon black. And some just other thing that may have the bad smoke, that is, for example, if there are problems such as the oil and gas leakage in the reactor, it may lead to the problem of the pollution. So we need to pay attention about this and how to solve the problem. The first one, to equip it with different purification device, and just no matter about the smoke we need to release or the tail gas we need to burn, and to for example, choose the fully continuous pyrolysis plant or semi-continuous pyrolysis plant, or to choose the side slag or the back slag in the batch type 1 to prevent the dust problem from the carbon black. And also during the construction of the equipment, we need to ensure the quality of the equipment, need to ensure that during the long-term operation of the equipment, the furnace will not to be cracking, to deform or leakaging, so to ensure there are no pollution things. That is some brief introduction. Well, if you are interested in this business, want to set up a pyrolysis plant, you can contact with our sales manager. We are the manufacturer of this pyrolysis plant. All the machine can be customized. We have our product cases more than 120 countries. If you want to know more information, welcome to contact with us. And also let's go on. And we have the fourth pyrolysis device. Here is the distillation plant to process the waste oil or the crude oil. So we have two designs. The first design is by using the catalytic. And the second old design use exit and like the alkali refined processing. Let's see the introduction. Well, the distillation machine is especially designed for refining black oil, heavy tire, plastic oil, or various industrial oil waste oil, and light diesel. While the whole refining process includes distillation, cooling, decoloring, and deodoring system. The final diesel products could be used as alternative fuel in diesel burners, generators, heavy machinery, and agricultural machinery. Generally, the diesel yield is about 80 to 85%. The Residue material in the furnace after distillation is heavy oil impurities, which are very similar as asphalt for performance. It can also be directly used for paving or sold as asphalt plant for further refining. Well, our distillation machine mainly has two types of the processing design. One is acid alkali refining process, another is a new catalytic distillation process. Just with complete specifications and models, our oil distillation machine has realized a green and source recycling of the waste oil. If you want to know about this distillation plant, you can also contact with us. About the oil, first we use this distillation plant, and then we can get the diesel and the asphalt. The diesel can use that agricultural machine, a generator or blower, and asphalt can be paving or refining. That is the brief introduction. And also we have the Pyrolysis system, also the optional device, and the carbon black further processing system like the grinding and the bucketing to the carbon black pellets or other design. If you want to know more, welcome to contact with us. Here is our project cases. From all over the world, more than 120 countries. It's very welcome for you to visit. And also we have our branch company in Nigeria. If you want to set up a business in Africa or in Nigeria, it's more convenient. Here are the certificate. Some certificate at the iOS, some patent, and so on. Okay, that is today's introduction. Well, do you have any questions about our plant or our company? We are doing holdings, and our company is one of the subsidiary company of doing holdings. And just the whole products we have is to process different waste. Like we have the pyrolysis plant to process with tire, with plastic, and also we have the combination plant to process the biomass, and also we have the distillation plant to process the black oil, the waste oil. And the last one is about the crushing and separation plant to process the solar panel and lithium battery. Here's it, our main products. If you want to know more, you can contact with us. We are the the manufacturer in China. Our company's name is Doing Holdings. So thank you for your watching today. It's time to say goodbye about this live show. We have introduced you about the some pollution problem and our technique of the three kind of the batch type, semi-continuous and fully continuous plant. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.